Let's talk about your tricks.
All right. Let's
How do you come up with those insane moves?
So I feel like usually there's kind of like three ways that I kind of maybe come up with tricks. Like one would be like sometimes one's kind of the more standard what you kind of hear a lot of people doing. It's like you'll kind of like look at them out, right, and you'll just kind of see what happens. Like you'll just kind of experiment like what happens if I put the yo-yo over here or over there,
Or this string or that string.
right?
Okay.
So then you kind of just see what happens from there. You kind of just yeah, and then the second process or like the second part or whatever I would say is like sometimes like sometimes not necessarily be like trying so hard to make a trick, but I'll just casually be yo-yoing for fun, and then suddenly something will happen and I'm like, whoa, like what was that? Like, so I'll have to kind of like stop myself and look at what I was just doing. Because like sometimes you'll just be going and suddenly something happens and you're like, oh, like I want to like do that again, or like still doing that. And then
The third way.
yeah, so the third case, this is kind of less common, but like less common. Like it doesn't happen as much for me, but like sometimes I'll just have like an idea pop up in my head or something like I want to try. Like oh, like maybe this will work. So then I actually try it, and either it'll work or it doesn't work. So sometimes I can come up with tricks that way, but that's not quite as usual. But
So you construct it in your head and then you try and achieve it in real life.
yeah.
Okay, so that's the hardest one.
Yes, yeah, that's probably like the least common. But and then sometimes it'll work out, sometimes it doesn't.
Okay.
So
We talk about, I mean, we see where the game is now, right? It used to be John Endo's, elbow stuff, body tricks, and then now it's back to, I don't know what they would call the trick box or whatever. It's just back here, but super complicated. I mean, I call it ultra tech. I don't know what the rest of the world calls it. It's just tech, but like, it's not just tech anymore. Have you seen this new tech? This new tech is insane.
Yeah, it's like totally different.
What you're doing, what Takeshi is doing, of like, I mean, what do you think of this?
Well, I don't know. It's interesting in that like, because like people like every year we had like Yuki showing some like new tech, and then Ander brought in a bunch of arm stuff, right?
Right.
And then we kind of see this like coming back to like technical stuff and like kind of exploring this like now like how much further could we push this, right? How much like so people are kind of like almost like taking the slack in tech to like another level in a way.
Do you think there's more that we can,
I mean, probably. Like it's kind of hard to say, like because you don't like realize it until it like happens, until someone like comes across something. You know what I mean? Like with that Ando, like no one was really thinking that way until like was like, oh, like makes complete sense. But like at the time, it's kind of hard to say, right? So you kind of just have to be searching. So
what kind of so when we talk about tricks, what kind of tricks are you looking at right now? Is there a certain concept that you're exploring, or are you just trying to push the ultra tech to ultra tech?
So ultimately, so I'm trying to be careful to not like kind of like what's the word, like pigeonhole myself into like kind of like this one like specific area. Like I'm trying to like make sure I have like a good breadth, but at the same time like what got me to where I was initially with all my tricks that people like so much was I was just doing tricks that I enjoyed. And then that's just, you know what I mean? So I'm also trying to like almost just like make tricks that I enjoy and tricks that I like.
Sure.
So that's usually like how I like come up with my best stuff, right?
Yeah. So when we talk about this breadth, right? Do you maintain this breadth of tricks? I mean, like, a couple body tricks, a couple of, bigger tricks.
Right.
Do you maintain this breadth because it helps you in competition, or it's because you just like to explore it, or do you actually like this breadth?
I mean, I like going through like the various different kinds. Like I like messing with arm tricks and then slack tricks, technical tricks. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I mean, I probably don't have as much breadth as like some certain players do, but like I don't know. Like I feel like I explore like what I want to explore, and I feel like I like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like I have enough. Like I feel like I have enough variety. You know what I mean? Like I'm satisfied with.
Okay.
Well, I don't know about satisfied, but like I like the amount I have now, I guess. If that makes sense.
Cool. So you just want to maintain this breadth and then see.
And then come up with newer ideas like in this realm.
Right. Just push the depth then.
Push the depth. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Okay, great. All right. Thanks very much, Zach,
thank you.
and good luck at Worlds.
Thank you.
And see you soon.
See you soon.